Game Selection.
Another episode of the Patriot Way. This is episode 5. We'll be breaking down the Miami Dolphins after a tough loss in week 1 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So going right into it, we will be taking you to the player spotlight of the Miami Dolphins. Starting first, we will be breaking down Byron Jones.
Coverage. He's really perfect for this scheme.
I think for me that made me understand, like, okay, you can be something special, man. You gotta keep it going.
You can see Byron Jones, 6 feet, 205 pounds, long corner, 26 years old. He doesn't have any abilities, but he is a playmaker. With 92 speed, 94 acceleration, 98 jumping, and 92 press. 84 man, 90 zone. Well-rounded. He can play anywhere on the field. He used to be a safety, so he will be a very important person we pay attention to when we are on offense. Next up, we will be breaking down Devante Parker.
Let's go back to what we talked about at the top of the day. One of the hottest receivers in the league against one of the best corners. Well, and Stephon Gilmore gets caught looking back into the backfield there, and Parker takes advantage of it. Then the double move by Parker with another.
As you can see, Devante Parker is 6'3", 212 pounds, 26-year-old out of Louisville. Former first-round pick. He doesn't have any abilities, but anybody that's been watching football for the last 2 years know that he has been on the rise, especially that big game against New England Patriots last year, Week 17. He has 91 speed, 91 acceleration, 89 catching, 89 catching traffic, 92 spectacular catching, and 92 jumping. And he is also deadly after the catch with 81 juke, 76 spin move, and 76 break tackle. So we're breaking down those two guys. They will be our main focus as far as individual players that we will focus on when we're on offense and defense. So now let's take you to how the team has been doing. Okay, here we are. We're looking at the Miami Dolphins. In their week 1, they had 239 total offense, 140 through the air, 99 on the ground, and they only scored 13 points. That's not too good. So I really like, as far as overall, I like from what I'm seeing, our defense against them. It will probably be a low-scoring game. So let's take a look at their defense. They gave up 400 yards and 254 in the air, 146 on the ground, 31 points. They did play the Baltimore Ravens, and you can tell just by looking at it, they got exploited all over the place. So right here, we'll be taking a look at individuals who contributed the most for the Miami Dolphins in week 1. As you see, Tua, he was okay. He had 65 completion percentage. His quarterback rating is 62.4. No touchdowns, but 1 interception. Running the ball, Matt Breida, the speedster, he was their biggest output with 66 yards, but only 3.9 yards a carry. Jordan Howard, which was their bruiser, he had 25 yards, but only 3.1 yards a carry. But he's the only one that scored for him. As you can see, he has 2 rushing touchdowns. As far as outside of those 2, Tua did scramble twice, but only 4 gains of 4 yards. On the receiving end, Devante Parker and Gesicki were their biggest reception gainers. And as far as yardage, Devante Parker and Gesicki were their biggest gainers. But we will be paying attention to Albert Wilson also, because we see right here he did have 3 catches for 25 yards, and each catch was for 8.3, which is the same as Devante Parker. So they are their two biggest targets outside of third down, it looks like. Gesicki, it looks like that's their third down guy, because you see the average reception is 6 yards. It's like anything from third and 6 shorter, you gotta pay attention to Mike Gesicki. They didn't give up any sacks in week 1. And going on to their defense, their leading tackler was their secondary, which is not good. So that means we can gain some yardage on the ground. And as far as tackle for losses, again, their safety. So as you can see in week 1, the Baltimore Ravens was able to get to the second level a lot. So that's very, very good going into week 2 against them. That's something we can use as a game plan. They created no pressure, and they had no interceptions. Let's see if they had any forced fumbles. They also had no forced fumbles. Okay guys, here we are getting ready to go into the practice mode. As you can see, their offense overall is 75. Their defense overall is 80. Their tendencies is they love to run the ball more than they pass, which is on the inside. And then when they do throw the ball, they love to run the curl and stick concepts. On defense, they love to run cover 2 and cover 3 with a little bit of cover 1 and zone blitzes, but we will be focusing more against cover 2 and cover 3. So now let's take it to the practice field as we continue to create the game plan. Okay guys, here we are in practice mode. First, we will be breaking down the concepts we will be used when we see any 2-man concepts from the defense, meaning they're going to have 2 safeties up top, whether it be manned under coverage or zone under coverage. So the first concept we will be using is the Texas concept. So one of the main plays we will be running will be the gun doubles, halfback angle. We're going to go against cover. So one of the things we're going to make sure we pay attention to is the 2 safeties up high. The outside corners, you see that they're playing like about 5 yards off, so that means they're in zone. So with this play, one of the things that we will be paying attention to is taking advantage of the middle. The middle of the field is 9 times out of 10 the most vulnerable, but we're going to be taking advantage of the mid-read. You see the M highlighted above his head. We will be taking advantage of that individual, basically forcing him to choose. Okay guys, as you can see, the mid-read, he backed all the way up, basically going. As soon as he turned with the tight end, I already knew the running back coming on the angle route was going to be wide open. So that's one of the concepts we're going to be using, the Texas concepts, to take advantage of the mid-read with a high-low combination. Okay guys, so the next concept we're going to be using to take advantage of the cover 2 is going to be basically any plays that we have that have crossing routes. So to take advantage of the cloud flats. So for this one, we're going to be using the gun split close, and we're going to be running PAY shot. So one of the main things we're going to be focusing on is, as you can see, we have the square and the X route, both are on crossers, so they can threaten each side of the field. So depending on which hash we're on will determine what we do with the circle receiver, which is Lee. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to always put Lee on a zig route. So what the zig route is going to do is going to pull down whichever side that we're looking forward to attacking. So we're going to leave him right now in his primary position, and we're going to run the play. Okay guys, as you can see, we're right now in the replay. As we sent Lee on the motion, if you look at his way, the corner is gonna sit down where he's at, which is Gilmore. So by Gilmore sitting down right here, it forced the safety to play deeper. So by this big gap between the safety, that's like almost 20 yards of gap between the corner and the safety. So that left this whole area wide open for Edelman. And as we take a look at the other side of the field, we're gonna see what happened in coverage against Lee. Correction, against Walker. As Walker goes on his crossing route, right here, we're gonna look at it at the moment when the ball is thrown. As you can see, the mid-read is actually going with Walker. So by the mid-read going with Walker, it also freed up Edelman to go over the top of the cloud flat to the left side of the field, to the defensive left side of the field. But as you notice with this cloud flat over here, since nobody was threatening his zone, he continued to back up. So as you can see, the difference in depth between Gilmore, which is basically like on a 45-yard line, and McCourty's drop back, which was close to like the 49-yard line. And the big reason for that is the fact that we use the zig route to pull down the cloud flat. So those are the two concepts we will be using whenever we see any two deep safety looks. Okay guys, now we're going to be breaking down the concepts we will use when we face single high safety. In the first one, we're going to be using Omaha. Omaha is basically a concept that uses out routes. And the out route basically is going to take advantage of the deep third that the outside corners will be running. So as I show you the play art, you're going to see Lee and Burbs, your square and circle, they both will be running out routes. I will leave the play stock and just show you what will happen. So as we pay attention, first we're going to look at the side that was thrown to. We're going to see right here as he dropped back the pass. On the break, that's when before he went on the break, that's when the ball was supposed to have been thrown. So by him being late on the throw, it not only did the ball go out of bounds, but it also gave McCourty an opportunity to catch up to the ball. But what we're going to do now, we're going to go back and we're going to adjust the route, because as you can see, the out route that is being ran right here went like 15 yards down the field. That's too long. We need, from what we saw in week 1, the O-line struggled in pass protection. So we're going to run the same play, but we're going to shorten the out route. So now, as you can see, the depth of the out routes are now 10 yards. So now we're going to run the same play and see what happens with this outcome. So as you can see, now we're going to replay. As you can see, we're going to be focusing on the left side of the field. So now 10 yards. By the time he reaches the 47-yard line, he's breaking into his cut. So at that moment, that's when the ball is being thrown. And as you can see, the bigger separation between the receiver and the cornerback on this play by the route not being ran as long and the pass being more throw on time. But as you can see, on the strong side, where you have which is the right side, where you have the tight end on the running back, which is this side of the field right here, just pay attention to what happens here. You're going to see the curl flat is playing the out route on this side. The curl flat is playing the out route. So that's one of the things we're going to always make sure that we pay attention to. A lot of times in cover 3 or concepts, the curl flat, if there's nobody threatening their zone, they're going to continue to drop back. So we're going to always try to make sure that when we are running the Omaha concept, we have a receiver, like right here, as you can see, Edelman, sitting low. So by Edelman sitting low right here, it occupied the curl flat from dropping back further into coverage. Okay guys, so this concludes the offensive game plan going into week 2 with the Miami Dolphins. Now we'll be going to the defensive side of the ball. Okay, so here we are guys, we're now on defense. We're going to be breaking down the 2 main concepts that the defensive coordinator presented to us that the Dolphins like to run, which is the sticks and the curl. So we will be running a lot of match concepts because in man-to-man, the sticks and the curl, they're basically made to be man beaters. Like they will destroy man coverage, base man coverage, which is basically where the slot, the quick slant, and the tight end can take advantage of that. So what we'll be running in this concept, we will be running cover 4 pawns. Cover 4 pawns is a match concept, and we'll be running that against basically any 3 wide receiver sets. So anytime we see 3 or more receivers coming onto the field, we will be running cover 4 palms out of the big nickel over G. And for this play, we're going to be practicing against a single wide trips stick. Okay, so right now you're going to see everybody is manned up, and we're going to press. We're going to press everybody down. I will be using the D line just for the sake of this video, but we're going to see what happens when we use cover 4. So right here we're going to see, first we're going to break it down from left to right. So on the single receiver side, we're going to have the slant route. So as you can see, the slant route, even though it looks like it's going to be breaking open, but we do have this flat defender sitting right there for the slant route. He's supposed to cover that. So now we're going to go over to the tight end side. So the tight end side, right here, as you can see, the 3 receiver hook is shadowing the option stick that he's running. And on the outside, he's running a go route. So a lot of times when we see stick, when offenses run the stick formation, the outside receiver in the trips side of the formation is going to be running on go route, and the one on the solo side of the formation will be running the slant. The one that got open on this play by the quick read was Edelman. He basically ran a quick out route, and with better awareness by Duggar, he should have been able to jump that route. But that right there, I would say that was basically from the ability of Edelman, slot-o-matic. he was able to break on the ball very, very quickly and get the separation he needed. But against 3 wide receiver sets, as you saw, guys, everything was basically clamped up. We would take those 3-yard receptions every time. So the next one we're going to be running is cover 3 match. So whenever they come out in 2 wide receivers or less, we will be running our cover 3 match out of the 3-4 odd. So let's go back to the stick. So let's go to curl, because a lot of times the curl is done out of these short formations, these compact formations. So we're going to be using the curl flat concept out of the single back ace slot. We're going to be going up against that. So what we're going to be doing, just to make sure we're safe against the run, we're going to pinch everybody. We're going to pinch everybody down. And what we're going to do is we're going to man up the outside receiver. Okay, we're going to let the play run, and then we're going to break it down. So as we look at what just took place just a while ago, we see the outside receiver, he jammed, he had a very good jam. Very good jam. So whatever he was trying to do would not work. So now we're going to pay attention to right here. So this was a very good route by him. He basically faked inside, and he's going up against Gilmore. He faked inside, then broke it outside. So what we'll do next time, we'll be telling Gilmore to shade on the inside. Okay? So now we're going to pay attention to over here, the different routes that came open. So as you can see, this is when the ball is going to be thrown. If you look on the right side, nobody's open. This tight end is not open, and Waller right here is not open. So we're going to make a slight adjustment into what we was doing and see if that works. So again, so this time, as you can see, we're doing inside. Technique. Alright, so this time, as you can see, the big difference was McCourty, he played off the ball this time. And by him playing off the ball, that's what allowed Edelman to get open right here on the curl. By him playing off the ball. If you remember in the clip right before this, he pressed it. It messed up the timing on the route. But the adjustment that we made coming into this one was the slot receiver. So this time we told Gilmore, shade the inside shoulder. So by him shading the inside shoulder, he didn't bite on the route, the fake that Lee did the previous time. This time he was patient and he played perfect coverage right there. So guys, that will conclude practice mode for the Miami Dolphins.
Keep going.
Okay guys, so this is basically the game plan going into week 2 against the Miami Dolphins. We will be focusing on running the ball because we saw that the Baltimore Ravens had a lot of success against them running the ball. So that's gonna be our main focus again, establish the run. Whenever we do have to throw the ball, we will be using the concepts that we just went over in practice mode. Whenever we see cover 3, we will be running Omaha or vertical plays, and when we see the two high safeties, we'll be running either Texas or crossing routes. And when we are on defense, we got to pay attention to Devante Parker and Gesicki. On Gesicki, looks like they're going to be mainly for third downs, but Albert Wilson and Devante Parker, we're going to pay attention to them. This time, hopefully, our man Gilmore will have a bounce back game and lock up Devante Parker in this one. So, YouTube, thank you guys for tuning in again. This is episode 5, preparation for the Miami Dolphins. And I hope you guys enjoyed the game plan. So until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, peace and love.